guys. I haven't done this in so long, like I'm actually getting nervous and getting butterflies. I wanted to make a video talking about exactly what the title says, why I haven't uploaded a video in well, I guess I uploaded one a couple weeks ago, so I can't really say that, but why I haven't uploaded one in so long. It's been about 2-ish months, or almost 2 months or something like that, and I felt like my channel was at a place where I owed you guys an explanation, and not so much from a standpoint of like, you know, I mean, it's my channel, I can do what I want with it, but I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to make it. Okay, so there. Part of the reason I started this channel was, one, to document my life and to entertain people, because that's something that I love to do. I love to, you know, to make people laugh, to make people smile, to make the time fly by for them. Also, I realized once I started making videos that this was also about helping people, and not from a standpoint of like, you know, oh, I give a lot of like advice videos or something like that, but from a standpoint of, you know, I wanted to be as real as possible. That way someone could see that, and then if someone saw what I was going through and it was very personal, like the video I made when I moved out of my parents' house, you know, someone could see that and help them. So I thought that this would be a cool opportunity to make something that could possibly help someone else. Or at least give some insight and make someone feel like they're not alone. For the last couple months, as you know, I had just moved, you know, across the country from my family. The last 2 months have been really rough in the sense that I have just struggled a lot with, you know, anxiety, depression, stuff like that, and to a point where obviously you saw, like, I pretty much just stopped doing everything. It got so bad, I was so lonely and so just like, you know, starved for contact, since I don't really know many people out here. I got a part-time job. You know, with a job comes with stressors, and it's a wonderful job and I love it, but you know, there was, you know, kinks that needed to be worked out, but there was so much more going on in my personal life that I didn't think really affected everything that it did. Anyone who knows me knows that, anyone who knows me personally, I should say, which isn't that many people, know that I am notorious for being way too hard on myself and setting goals for myself and having unrealistic expectations. It kind of took over, and I forgot how to combat that. Sorry, I got a text from my mom. Oh, the battery's dying. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. All right, brand new full battery. I completely forgot what I was saying. Oh, so I kind of have been struggling with that, and it really got to a really low point. I've struggled with that for a long time and went to a lot of therapy for it and had a lot of amazing people help me through it. But just being out here and being in a new situation, it really, it crept back up, and I didn't realize how intense it had gotten. I stopped really eating. Not from any specific reason, but just stress. I really wouldn't eat. Poor Zach, I wasn't cooking either, so Zach got hardly any meals. I stopped working out, I stopped doing any physical activity, so in turn, you know, gained weight. And to me, you know, a lot of people would say like, oh, you're being ridiculous, like you look fine. But to me, you know, that was a very hard thing once I, you know, was looking in the mirror and was like, wow, I really have like gained weight, and I could see it. That was enough to, you know, just freak me out. And so that made me super depressed, because I got to a point where, you know, I was stress eating, and then I got to a point where I was, you know, even worse, I was so stressed that I wouldn't eat at all. And it started affecting the way I sleep. I woke Zach up a lot, screaming from like nightmares and stuff like that. And I mean, I have a history of like night terrors and stuff like that, but it was never really that bad until like it was waking him up and keeping him from sleeping. I got really apathetic, I guess, and kind of got that hopelessness feeling where you look around, and you know, I am very fortunate to have the friends that I have and know the people that I know. And sometimes it is hard to not compare yourself to your friends that are more successful than you. I really struggle a lot with comparing myself to other people. That is something that, you know, I've struggled with for years, and I probably will always have to, you know, be careful of. And it got to a point where, you know, I was just miserable because I was like, oh my gosh, these people have these amazing, you know, promotional deals going on, or look at this person, even just like weird, crazy things like, okay, this random person is starring, you know, in this TV show or in this movie or something like that. And you're like, okay, they're the same age as me and they have these amazing things going on. And so that can kind of get hard when you look at your own life and feel like you're small in comparison, and feel, oh my God, okay. Feel like what you're doing isn't as cool as everyone else. And that really hit me hard, and I was really down on myself to a point of just stress all the time. I was starting to not feel well. I was like constantly under the weather for like a solid month of just like feeling like I was starting to get like the cold or the flu or whatever. And then like, you know, I'd take a bunch of like, you know, medicine to help me feel better, and then I would feel fine, but then the next day I would still feel like crap again. I stopped doing almost every single thing that I loved doing. If you guys follow my social media, you know that I'm an avid Fallout fan, and I have poured hundreds of hours into Fallout 4, and I was so just low and upset and just miserable that I stopped playing video games altogether. I lost, you know, my taste for reading, which is another huge thing I love to do. I lost even taste for like just watching TV shows and stuff, to a point where like I couldn't watch a TV show on Netflix because all I could think about was the fact that the main character, who's about my age, is starring in this TV show and I'm working at a retail job. And you know, and I think that that's to be expected in a situation where, you know, you're dating someone who is super successful at what they do. And you know, I finally got to a point where I was like, I am miserable and I'm not gonna be okay going down the path that I'm going if I don't stop and fix this. It started taking a toll on Zach and his relationship. I was irritable all the time. I was, you know, really depressed, didn't want to do anything. We ended up staying in and doing nothing. It took a strain on a lot of, you know, I stopped talking to my family for a while, not from a standpoint of like, you know, anything happened, but just from like, I didn't have the energy, and it wasn't, you know, I was getting enough sleep. I just didn't have the emotional energy to deal with a lot of things. And the biggest one, the reason I wanted to make this video after that long freaking explanation, was because another thing I stopped doing was uploading videos. Anyone watching this video has any background in the social media industry, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you know, Vine, which is gone, anything, especially YouTube or Twitch or anything, you know that if you take a break for a certain amount of time, there is a really good possibility that you might not get the momentum that you had back. So once I had passed that threshold, because I was uploading, you know, on a good week, a couple times a week, and sometimes every other week. And then I let 2 weeks go by, and then 3 weeks. And then once it got closer to a month, I realized like, oh, I might have crossed that threshold to where I might not gain back the momentum that I had. And that was super disheartening, and it was my own fault. I guess I just felt like, oh my God, at least with vlogging, I felt like, oh my God, my life is so boring and I have nothing going for me, and I'm so embarrassed of that, that I felt like I didn't deserve, or it wasn't cool enough to show you guys. And I didn't want to make, you know, any gaming videos because I thought, I can't even do a simple video talking to the camera. How am I supposed to, you know, try and enjoy a game and pretend I'm not thinking about all these things, think of witty, you know, things to say while recording a gaming video. So I didn't do that either, and it just got to a point where I was like, oh, I'll upload that later, oh, I'll edit that later, and it just built and built and built up to a point where I was just so miserable. I was like, I've literally, I loved doing YouTube and I loved making videos, and I just stopped, and I was like, what have I done? I took something that I loved and just, you know, made it miserable for myself. After doing some really intense soul searching, I you know, found the motivation that I needed to finally get up at a decent hour, not spend the all day sleeping. I, you know, started asking for the things that I needed and started telling people how I felt. I actually started opening up to Zach more because I would just keep all this stuff pent up until I just exploded. And he's like, what is going on? And then I would be so distraught. I'm like, I don't know. I don't understand. I joined a gym because I was so tired of seeing like how I had let myself go, you know, and lost all the muscle tone that I had and stuff like that. I was really upset about that. So what was I even saying? Oh, I got up and joined a gym, and that was recently, but still it was a huge step for me. A huge step was making sure that I ate 3 times a day, because for the longest time, the last couple months, I was only eating 1 meal a day. And it sounds weird that, you know, you would gain weight when you don't eat that much, but it wasn't so much gaining weight, it was just losing the muscle tone that I had, which takes it, you know, when you have self-esteem issues, that's so hard when you look at yourself and realize what, you know, what has changed for the worse, you know, in my terms, in the way I thought about it. And I started trying to meditate and all this other stuff, and I feel like, you know, I was at work today and I was thinking like, you know what? I didn't even put makeup on. I'm not gonna make sure everything's perfect. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna record this video to show them that, like, even the people that, like, because there's so many, I get so many emails from people like, you know, when are you gonna do this? Like, you helped me so much. Like, you helped me move out of my parents' house and all that stuff like that. And I was like, you know, if I'm really gonna be real and really show people a great channel, then I should show them what a real person is. And not that other people don't do that, and people are more than welcome to not, you know, share that side of them and have that private side. But to me, I really feel like I could use someone like that in my life, so I wanted to be that for other people. I don't always do stuff like this, and I'm even like getting self-conscious just making this video of like, wow, maybe I really haven't said anything helpful. But I guess I wanted people to know that, like, it is 100% doable to turn around, and it's hard to just believe in yourself and know that you have the motivation to change your own life, and it's not gonna happen overnight. And that was the hardest part, as I would do these like workouts and stuff, and I'd wake up and be like, God, my butt doesn't look any more toned. Or like, you know, oh God, my abs like aren't showing up yet. Or, oh my God, I put that post and it only got, you know, 400 likes instead of 800 likes. And that's such small, minuscule stuff. But, you know, the smallest things can really hinder you if you have that, you know, just negative attitude. And I guess I just wanted everyone to know an explanation of why I stopped, and wanted everyone to know that I really am going to try hard to, you know, fix everything that I've had a hard time with, and one of those being uploading more, and just stop being afraid. So I'm going to try and upload more and make more videos and think of more ideas, because the only way to get to where you want to be is if you work for it. There are cases of, you know, people who just blow up, but in the end they do put in work somehow. And I really had to sit down with myself and give myself, you know, the discipline that I needed to be like, yeah, you know, a lot of things suck, but they're not going to get any better unless you fix them. Nothing's going to fix them for you. And that sounds really harsh, but, you know, that's just the way I deal with myself, because I am, you know, hard on myself. But, you know, it's super easy, especially if you open up to the people around you and say, hey, I need help with this. I need, you know, whether it's ideas or, you know, a workout buddy, or, you know, just someone to remind you that, you know, you, regardless of how cool, like, what you're doing is, it's still important. And you trying to live your life is still important regardless of the size of it. And I was thinking like, oh, I go to work and I like hang up clothes all day, and I, you know, ring people out for their clothes. And I was like, what am I doing wrong in my life that I'm stuck here doing this, you know? And Zach is doing these amazing promotions and getting these amazing opportunities, and I was so embarrassed. And I realized that, you know what, that's where I'm at in my life, and that's what I need to do. And I started realizing that maybe it was for the better that I was really doing, you know, in my mind, nothing at all. but if I had been doing something great, I might not be able to work on this, you know, emotional stuff like I need to. Yeah, I really am sorry for not uploading. I don't know what else to say besides that. The part two of the footage that I recovered will not be uploaded, just because I thought I had enough footage and I don't. I just don't have enough footage. It was from when Zach and I went to New Orleans. If you remember that was a long time ago. That was kind of when this all started brewing. So yeah, I only have like 2 clips and it's just not enough. There's nothing there. So I'm gonna try and do some stuff, and I'm gonna try, you know, it's just baby steps, and for my own health and well-being, and for anyone else out there who feels like this or can struggle feeling like this, what you're doing in your life, regardless of how big or how grand or how, you know, helpful it is important. And you know, even to people who are struggling with this on a much larger scale, like, your life does matter regardless of what you're doing in it. And if you have things you want to change, then, you know, that's totally doable. You can fix virtually any situation you're in with a positive attitude and the willingness to work and make it better. And it's not always going to be easy, but it's not always going to be impossible to where you can't get over it. And I just wanted you guys to know that I do love you and I do love doing this kind of stuff. I just got lost and really sidetracked and really down in the dumps, and I felt like I wanted to share that with you. Just, I really don't know why. I thought that it might be a good record, so when people, you know, struggle, they can go and look at someone else who's struggling. I really don't know, guys. But all I can say from here on out is I am, you know, getting to a better place, and I totally plan on getting, you know, everything fixed that I need fixed. And I'm willing to work for it, and I'm also willing and kind of got my second wind of, you know, putting videos out for you guys. So I'm gonna try that again, and it's not gonna be perfect, I'm sure, but I'm gonna try, and that's really all I can do right now, and that's all I really expect myself to do. So I know it's long and rambling, and I'm gonna be editing this and cringing. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for sticking by and being really nice. A lot of you have just been so amazing. Even if I just tweet something that's kind of down, or, you know, I had a family member pass away recently, and that was really hard for me. Just the amount of people who, you know, consoled me that I didn't even know, that I thought, like, I don't really deserve this, I don't know you, but, you know, it really felt like a support system, and I really appreciate that. And I guess I wanted to make this video to give back to you guys, to show you, you guys have helped me a lot, and I don't know, I hope that I can keep this going, and actually I know I can keep this going. Let's just start being positive right now, okay, Becca? And I owe a lot of it to you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in, if you have made it this far, to me rambling and just repeating and talking in circles. I look forward to uploading soon and putting out content for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a big thumbs up. I don't know why you should, but you should. Okay. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoy your evening, and I forgot how to do an outro too, because it's been that long. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.